You say, "I love you" every day. But what if those 3 words are actually destroying your marriage? What if they're a crutch, a shallow substitute for what real love demands? You're tired of feeling like your relationship is built on quicksand. You're exhausted from the emotional roller coaster. You wake up wondering if this is all there is, this constant need for validation, this fragile dependency. You hear, "I love you," but you don't feel it in their actions. You say it, but you know it's often just a reflex, a social expectation. This isn't love, this is a performance. The truth is, many marriages are collapsing under the weight of emotional dependency, masked by flowery words. You've been told love is a feeling, a romantic ideal. But that idea is a trap. It leaves you vulnerable, demanding, and ultimately unfulfilled. You're not fighting about the dishes. You never were. You're fighting about perceived slights, unmet expectations, and the crippling fear that your partner doesn't truly love you in the way you need to be loved. You're fighting because you've outsourced your emotional stability to another person. If this resonates with you and you're ready to transform your marriage using ancient wisdom that actually works, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Share this video with someone whose marriage could benefit from a dose of Stoic wisdom. And comment below with Stoic love to join our community of couples building unshakable marriages. Modern therapy tells you to express your feelings, to communicate your needs, to ensure your love language is spoken. It's all about what you receive. But the Stoics understood that true love, a love that can withstand anything, is about what you give, what you do, and what you become. It's not a transaction. It's a commitment to virtue, regardless of external circumstances. Everyone says marriage is about finding your soulmate, someone who completes you. But Marcus Aurelius knew that you are already complete. You are a rational being, capable of virtue on your own. Your partner isn't there to fill a void. They are there to walk beside you on the path of self-mastery. The shocking reality is you've been building your marriage on sand. You've been chasing feelings, coddling emotions, and demanding external validation. This isn't love. This is a form of emotional slavery. The Stoics had no patience for such weakness. They understood that true strength, true love, comes from within. It's about being a rock, not a feather in the wind of your partner's moods. It's about cultivating inner resilience so strong that no external event, not even your partner's perceived lack of affection, can shake your core. This isn't about being unfeeling. It's about being in control of your reactions. It's about choosing to act virtuously, not because you expect something in return, but because it is the right thing to do. This is the path to an unshakable marriage, a partnership built on solid ground, not fleeting emotions. Let's talk about the dichotomy of control. This is the foundational principle of Stoicism, and it's brutally honest. You control your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, and your character. You do not control anything else. Not your spouse's words, not their moods, not their desires, not their actions. Most marriage experts miss this. They tell you to try and control your partner's behavior through better communication or manipulation. But that's a fool's errand. You cannot make your spouse love you, or appreciate you, or do the dishes. You can only control how you respond to their actions. One common scenario: you're upset because your spouse didn't notice your new haircut or the clean house. Your typical modern response? Sulk, make passive-aggressive comments, or directly demand validation. Don't you notice anything I do? You might snap. This leads to resentment, defensiveness, and a cycle of neediness. A Stoic approach would recognize that your spouse's perception is an external, outside your control. You cannot force them to notice. What you can control is Your judgment of their actions. Is their oversight truly a sign of disrespect or simply a momentary lapse? You choose your interpretation. Instead of demanding, you might simply appreciate your own effort. You groomed yourself for yourself. You cleaned for your shared living space, not for applause. This shifts your focus from external validation to internal satisfaction. The immediate benefit is peace. The long-term benefit is a marriage where your well-being isn't dependent on your partner's attention. You become less needy and, paradoxically, more attractive. Next, Amor Fati, love your fate. This isn't about passive acceptance of bad things. It's about actively embracing everything that happens, good or bad, as necessary for your growth and for the unfolding of life itself. It's about seeing obstacles as opportunities. In marriage, this is revolutionary. You face unexpected challenges, job loss, illness, betrayal, or simply the slow erosion of passion. The modern couple often rails against these, asking, "Why me?" or "This isn't what I signed up for." This leads to bitterness and blame. A Stoic, embracing Amor Fati, would see these challenges as raw material for building character. Your spouse cheated? You don't have to like it, but you can choose to see it as a test of your resilience, your forgiveness, or your boundaries. You can choose to learn from it, to grow from it, rather than letting it destroy you. I know a couple who faced devastating financial loss. The wife was consumed by anger and resentment towards her husband for what she saw as his missteps. She constantly replayed the past, wishing things were different. This created a chasm between them. A Stoic would say, "This is what is. How can I make the best of it?" Instead of saying, "You ruined everything. We should have saved more." A Stoic would say, "This is our current reality. What is the next rational step we can take together?" This fosters unity, problem-solving, and a deeper appreciation for each other's resilience. The long-term benefit is an unshakable bond forged in adversity, not broken by it. Then there's temperance, or moderation. This isn't just about avoiding excess. It's about self-control, discipline, and living in accordance with reason. In marriage, this means controlling your impulses, your anger, your desires, and your need for instant gratification. Most marriages are wrecked by a lack of temperance. You want your way now. You want emotional satisfaction now. You want to lash out when provoked. You want to spend money you don't have. This leads to impulsive decisions, heated arguments, and financial ruin. Consider a common fight about chores. Your spouse continually leaves their clothes on the floor. Your immediate impulse is to explode, to shame them, to demand compliance. Why can't you ever pick up your clothes? Are you deliberately trying to annoy me? This escalates quickly. A Stoic practices temperance. They control their anger. They recognize that their spouse's actions are an external. They might feel irritation, but they don't let it control them. Instead of an outburst, they choose a calm, rational approach. You might say, "I notice your clothes are on the floor. Would you mind picking them up?" Or better yet, you might simply pick them up yourself, recognizing that your peace of mind is more valuable than winning a petty battle. This isn't about being a doormat. It's about choosing your battles and controlling your own response. The immediate benefit is de-escalation. The long-term benefit is a partner who respects your calm and is more likely to respond positively to reason. The view from above. This is about gaining perspective, seeing your problems from a cosmic scale, your petty marital squabbles, your anxieties about your partner's flaws. They shrink to insignificance when viewed against the backdrop of eternity. You're obsessing over your spouse's annoying habit of chewing loudly. You let it fester, building into monumental irritation. You interpret it as a personal affront, a deliberate act to annoy you. The view from above reminds you that this is a tiny blip. In the grand scheme of your life, of human history, of the universe, this is nothing. It's a fleeting sound. It allows you to detach, to see the bigger picture. One couple I encountered was on the brink of divorce over differing parenting styles. Every decision about their child became a battleground filled with accusations and blame. You're too soft, you're too harsh, you're ruining our child. Applying the view from above, they were encouraged to step back, to consider the child's long-term well-being, their shared values as parents, and the fleeting nature of childhood itself. They realized their conflict was about their own egos and anxieties, not truly about the child. Instead of, "You always do X and it's wrong," they could say, "From the perspective of our child's future character, what is the wisest approach here?" This shifts the focus from who is right to what is virtuous. It creates a space for collaboration, not conflict. You stop sweating the small stuff because you realize how truly small it is. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. This isn't morbid. It's a powerful reminder of the preciousness and fleeting nature of life. It's a call to action, to live virtuously and purposefully right now. Many couples live as if they have infinite time. They put off difficult conversations. They postpone expressing appreciation. They let resentment simmer, believing there will always be a tomorrow to fix things. This complacency is a slow poison. Your spouse leaves, the toilet seat up again. You sigh, roll your eyes and think, "I'll deal with it later," or you let it become another silent tally mark against them. Memento mori forces you to ask, is this how you want to spend your limited time? Is this the hill you want to die on? If this were your last day together, would you be focused on the toilet seat or on the connection you share? You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius said that if you truly lived by this, your marital problems would shrink. You would stop holding grudges. You would prioritize kindness, forgiveness, and shared experiences over petty grievances. A couple I knew was constantly bickering over past hurts. They rehashed arguments from years ago, unable to let go. Memento mori helped them see the futility of this. Their time was finite. Was it better spent reliving old pain or building new joyful memories? Instead of, "Remember when you did X 5 years ago?" a memento mori mindset would prompt, "Our time together is precious. How can we make the most of this moment?" This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but addressing them with urgency and compassion, knowing that every moment is a non-renewable resource. Virtue ethics. This is the core of Stoicism. It's not about rules or outcomes, but about cultivating an excellent character. The 4 cardinal virtues are wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. In marriage, this means striving to be the best possible partner, not for what you get, but because it is inherently good and rational. Modern marriage often focuses on needs. My needs aren't being met. I need more communication. This is self-centered. Virtue ethics asks, what kind of partner should I be? You desire more intimacy, but your spouse seems distant. The modern response is to feel rejected, to demand, to withdraw, or to blame. You might say, "You never want to be intimate anymore. What's wrong with you?" This often pushes them further away. A Stoic, guided by virtue ethics, asks, "How can I embody courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance in this situation?" Courage to initiate, even if vulnerable. Wisdom to understand their perspective. Justice to be fair in your expectations. Temperance to control your frustration. Instead of demanding, you might choose to act virtuously by being more affectionate yourself, without expectation. You might offer a kind word, a gentle touch. You might simply model the behavior you wish to see, not as a manipulative tactic, but as an expression of your own character. This is not about getting, it's about being. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Seneca reminds us that the virtuous path often requires courage. The immediate benefit is an internal sense of integrity. The long-term benefit is a marriage where both partners are striving for personal excellence, which naturally elevates the relationship. Finally, preferred indifference. In Stoicism, only virtue is good, and only vice is bad. Everything else, wealth, health, reputation, even your spouse's affection, is an indifferent. Some are preferred indifference because they are generally desirable, but they are never necessary for your happiness or virtue. This is a radical concept for marriage. Most couples treat their partner's presence, their love, their approval, as absolute necessities for their well-being. This creates immense clinging and anxiety. You want your spouse to be happy. You want them to agree with you. You want them to be everything you need them to be. When they aren't, you suffer. The modern world tells you to chase these external goods. But the Stoics say your happiness is not dependent on these externals. Your spouse is a preferred indifferent. Their love is a preferred indifferent. Their happiness is a preferred indifferent. You can desire these things, but you must not be enslaved by them. Consider financial conflicts. You and your spouse constantly argue about money. One wants to save, the other wants to spend. You see money as essential for security, for happiness, for comfort. A Stoic would recognize money as a preferred indifferent. It's useful, but not inherently good or bad. Your virtue doesn't depend on how much you have. Your peace doesn't depend on your spouse's spending habits. Instead of saying, "You're ruining our future with your spending," you might say, "Our shared financial well-being is a preferred indifferent." How can we both act with wisdom and temperance regarding our resources, understanding that true security comes from within, not from a bank account? This doesn't mean you don't address financial issues. It means you approach them from a place of inner stability, not desperation. You desire a healthy financial future, but you don't need it to be virtuous or happy. This detachment allows for clearer thinking and less emotional reactivity. It frees you from being controlled by external circumstances, including your spouse's choices. The truth is, your marriage isn't failing because you're incompatible. It's failing because you're both trying to control the uncontrollable and clinging to externals as if your life depends on them. This isn't about being cold or unfeeling. It's about being rational, resilient, and truly free. This isn't about a better partner. It's about a better philosophy. It's about cultivating an inner fortress so strong that no external storm can breach it. It's about becoming the kind of person who is capable of true love, a love that is active, virtuous, and independent of fleeting emotions or external validation. I know this seems hard. It challenges everything you've been taught about love and relationships. It demands self-control, discipline, and a willingness to look inward, not outward. You might resist, thinking it's too difficult, too different from the romantic ideals you've internalized. But here's the crucial part. The profound benefits far outweigh the difficulty. When you stop demanding, you stop suffering. When you stop clinging, you become free. When you embody virtue, you become truly lovable, not because of what you say, but because of who you are. Your marriage will transform from a fragile edifice built on shifting sands of emotion to an unshakable fortress grounded in reason and virtue. You will find a deeper, more profound connection with your partner, one that transcends superficial words and relies on mutual respect, shared purpose, and individual excellence. Stop saying, "I love you," as a substitute for action. Start living, "I am love," through your character, your choices, and your unwavering commitment to virtue. This is the Stoic way to an unshakable marriage. If you're ready to stop the emotional merry-go-round and build a marriage that can withstand anything, Start by choosing one Stoic principle from this video. Pick one. Dichotomy of control, amor fati, temperance, the view from above, memento mori, virtue ethics, or preferred indifference. Apply it to one specific, recurring marital conflict this week. Observe what changes. Don't just watch this video and nod. Act. Your marriage depends on it.